Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Zero, and today I'm going to be talking about the newest album by Post Malone called F-1 Trillion. New York-based rapper, singer, producer, songwriter Post Malone released his sixth studio album F-1 Trillion on August 16th under Republic Records, and is Post Malone's first album that completely solidifies his experimentation with country music, as opposed to the trap rap style he had become so successful with from albums like Beer Bongs and Bentleys and Stoney. While I've never been a huge fan of what Post Malone does as far as music, I respect the guy with all of my heart, and I can tell that he's a decent guy. He frequently interacts with his fans, he gives his guitars away even though he's sometimes forced to, and is overall just a very positive energy to have in the music scene nowadays. I have no problem with what he does as a person, but as a musician, I'm a bit more critical. F-1 Trillion, which is a play on words with the popular truck known as the Ford F-150 because country, is a step in a risky direction for Post. Post has always had country influences on his sleeve, but he fully embraces them with this project, and while I do think he has the potential and know-how to create a solid country effort, I think it falls a bit short on this record. It kind of seems like Austin, which is his real name, is having trouble separating his rap roots from his country roots on this album, with a lot of songs on here just feeling like basic country renditions of his already created catalog. They're not bad by any means. I actually found a couple of the tracks on this thing quite interesting, albeit generic, but that's exactly the problem. They're generic as hell. I suppose for this being his first step into country, it could have been much worse, but I would have enjoyed a few more risks on this album, maybe throwing in some country style guitars with hip-hop drums and the signature Post vocal inflection, but it feels like most of this project was thrown to a very southern recycling bin and brought it back out on its last limb. It's also loaded with features from modern country singers such as Blake Shelton, Luke Combs, and of course Jelly Roll because he's everywhere nowadays, which can definitely be endearing at times. In fact, I actually found a few of the features on this thing quite nice, but it overall just feels like another basic country album I wouldn't look twice at. Maybe I'm just being overly critical because country is obviously not targeted towards my demographic personally, but I'm overall just not really a fan of most of what Posty is trying to do here. Most of the melodies feel generic, despite Post obviously having vocal talent. The writing feels dime a dozen and sometimes hip-hop washed, and there aren't many memorable moments to reminisce upon. I didn't dislike every track off of this album though. I actually really enjoyed the track Guy for That featuring Luke Combs, which is the third single released from this album, because I do think that Luke Combs and Post Malone play off very well together, and their verses feel similar, but never samey, and I just feel like they both really bring the vibes on this track in terms of the melodies, the production, the lines. It all just feels very natural and nice. And I thought the Jelly Roll feature on Losers really added to the song, since both Post and Jelly also play off each other very well, and they very clearly have vocal chemistry together, despite never having made a song before ever. I can't deny that country is a genre that Post seems very comfortable in, and I can respect that a lot, but I don't want to see him get too comfortable as of right now and start lowering expectations even more. Like I said, the man very obviously has talent, and he uses it to a degree on this record, but at the end of the day, it just feels a bit too inspired for me to enjoy thoroughly. I do think in the future, Post Malone could possibly create a better country effort than this one. He very obviously has country influences, he always has, both in his style and in his music, and the way he presents himself in general, and for fuck's sake, he learned to play the acoustic guitar and electric guitar, so I think it's safe to say that Post Malone definitely has some respect in the country genre, but for me, I just don't seem to be a huge fan of it. So overall, I would just say this album is average at best. Not bad by any means, and I do want to apologize if I'm being overly critical, since I know Post Malone does have a ton of dedicated fans out there, but y'all know it's just my opinion, right? I'm giving F-1 Trillion by Post Malone a light 5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my quick little review of Post Malone's album F-1 Trillion. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys enjoyed it and you enjoy Post Malone's music, make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe, comment what you want me to do next, and as always, my name is Zero, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.